Okay, tropical freshwater fish. We're going to start with cyprinids, barbs, danios, and rasboras. This family Cyprinidae is widespread and contains about 1,250 hardy active species, of which barbs, danios, and rasboras are the most common. These attractive, smaller cyprinids are both tropical and subtropical, from both tropical and subtropical waters, are undemanding in the aquarium and easy to feed. So we have a number of different types of barbs. That you can go to the pet store and get. And I believe the barb is available in a glowfish as well. We have the Danios, and I know that the Danios are also available in a glowfish. The blue Danio, I'm going to highlight this one, is normally a gray blue with iridescence. The variable colors of this fish take on a delicate pastel blue luster under side lighting, and especially when spawning. Two thin gold lines run from the dark-centered gold-rimmed eye to the end of the caudal peduncle. Fins are generally translucent green, but some may show yellowish shading. Sexual differences in this species include more intense colors in the male and a deeper female body. The blue Danio comes from streams on islands in the Bay of Bengal off the west coast of Thailand, so they come a long way to get here. The blue Danio shares the aquarium requirements of the similarly formed pearl Danio above, and what it needs is, it is an excellent jumper and needs a large tank fitted with a secure hood. This is appropriate for a 10-gallon fish tank, however. All of the fish that I will mention today I have checked, and can be used in a 10-gallon tank. You don't have to have a larger one. This is the zebra Danio, named obviously for the stripes, and the leopard Danio. A lot of options here. And this is a giant Danio. Its body is pale blue with 3 or 4 vertical yellow lines from the gill cover to the caudal peduncle. Females have bodies of greater depth, and their yellow lines turn up at the beginning of the caudal fin. See how the lines go up? These are from the hill streams of southwest India and Sri Lanka. This fish is extremely active and requires a lot of space. So you don't want to have a terribly large number, although it does look best when kept in a school. There are also rasboras. And let's talk about tetras. Tetras are extremely popular fish for people with freshwater aquariums. When compared with larger caracins, such as the pacu, the diminutive size of the smaller tetras illustrates the great range within the family Caracidae. Temperaments likewise vary in the extreme, from the tranquility of the neon tetra to the ferocity of the piranha. I did not know a piranha was a tetra. Did you? Native to South America and Africa, all caracins make decorative additions to the aquarium. There are about 1,200 species in the wild. They have teeth in their jaws, unlike cyprinids. Many carry an additional small adipose fin behind the dorsal fin, although this is not an exclusive feature of caracins. Some other genera have it too. Many smaller tetras are readily bred in soft waters, but very often the eggs are light sensitive. Now, because there are so many tetras, we're only going to look at a few. We've got the glow light tetra. The upper and lower halves of the peach-colored yet translucent glow light tetras are divided by a glowing red line. It starts in the snout and ends at the base of the caudal fin. It comes from rivers of Guyana. And these small fish prefer a well-planted aquarium and soft acid water for breeding. And they will eat their own eggs. So if you have one that lays eggs, you're going to need to get them out. We have other tetras here. We have this one, the black neon tetra. This tetra is olive green on the dorsal surface and silvery on the belly. There is an iridescent pale green blue line along the flanks from the top of the eye to the caudal peduncle. Below this, a dark area gradually pales toward the lower part of the body. Fins are mostly colorless, and an adipose fin is present. Females generally have deeper bodies and increase in girth at spawning times. They come from streams and rivers in the Mato Grosso region of Brazil. And soft acidic water will bring out this fish's colors. So if you want it to be bright, you need to make sure that the water is correctly balanced to be acidic. Here's another tetra. The black phantom tetra is transparent and gray silver with a dark distinguishing mark on the shoulder. Its eye has a gold rim around the iris. Unusually, the female of this species has a more colorful red adipose fin, and this comes from streams in Bolivia and Brazil. This species needs soft acidic water for general well-being and breeding. Captive breeding can be problematic because the parents tend to eat the eggs, which are light sensitive and prone to disintegration. A separate species tank for these tetras is advisable, although they will cohabitat with smaller fish. And then we have the Cardinal Tetra. Isn't that pretty? It's a striking electric blue stripe adorns this fish, running from the snout through the top half of the eye to the adipose fin. The lower body is bright red with a small silver area along the front ventral surface. Females have deeper bodies. This comes from the slow-flowing waters in Venezuela, Brazil, and Colombia. For best colors and breeding conditions, provide soft acidic water. This tetra is distinguished from similar fishes by the extent of the red band. Then we also have the neon tetra. The slim body of this fish has the same unmistakable electric blue-green stripe as the Cardinal Tetra. Here, however, the front lower body is silver. Scales are well defined in the upper dorsal area, and the fins are generally clear. Females have plumper bodies, which bend the stripe further. Then they come from the natural river habits. Their natural river habit is Amazonia, but most neon tetras are now commercially bred, which means you don't have to worry about them being transported from their homes. The neon tetra is hardy and peaceful, but difficult to breed. Here's another fun fish, the Sailfin Molly. All members of this family, including the Sailfin Molly, are stocky and fairly elongated. Many color strains of this species have been developed by selective breeding, samples of which are shown below and opposite, so on both pages. Wild-caught mollies are a colored silvery green with some iridescence. The male dorsal fin is carried erect like a sail to impress females or challenge males. The male anal fin is adapted into a rod-like structure with which the female is internally fertilized. The female anal fin is fan-shaped. They come from coastal brackish and marine waters of Mexico, including the Gulf of Mexico, also the United States south of Carolina. Clear water and regular supplies of vegetables are required for optimal development. A separate, well-planted tank is the best place for female mollies to give birth. Saline water can be tolerated. Another type of fish that you can use in your aquarium would be the platy. The coloration of the wild platy is gray with dark species and clear fins. There may be red in the dorsal fin. The platy now appears in the aquarium in many cultivated variations, some of which are shown here. The wagtail is a very popular strain with a black mouth and black fins and red or yellow body colors. The red wag hi-fi platy, shown opposite, is a fancy wagtail that has a tall dorsal fin. In all strains, the rod-like male anal fin is used to fertilize the female internally. She has a fan-shaped anal fin and becomes much larger when gravid. So these are originally from Mexico, Guatemala, and Honduras, and the platy is now bred commercially in Florida and the Pacific Rim. The colors of this good community collection fish will degenerate in later generations unless breeding is strictly controlled. The last fish I wanted to highlight is commonly referred to as a betta fish. In this book, it is a Siamese fighting fish, which is just one type of betta. When held erect in a show of aggression, the long flowing fins of the male would make a complete circle on a perfect specimen. The female has a much shorter fin at all times. Colors and fin development differ greatly, as most aquarium species have been selectively bred in captivity for years. Wild males and females are brown with red and green highlights and shorter fins. They come from the sluggish waters in Thailand, and the males are aggressive, so you can only keep one per tank, and that's why I wanted to point these out, because they're beautiful fish, but you do have to keep just one. So as you can see, you do have to look at the different types of fish. Some of them require a slightly acidic. Some of them will require a slightly acidic environment. Others need to be kept away from smaller fish. Some will eat their own eggs. So it's important that you do your research before you choose your fish. I have done my best to highlight fish that you can get at Pet Supplies Plus, since that is where your gift card will come from. You may even find fish that I haven't discussed that you'd like to have. Get some help, talk to some experts, and make sure that the choices you make are good ones. Good luck with your fish tank, and thanks for joining us this summer. Bye.